deforming control volume. So as you can see on the screen here, it will be same as your tutorial question number 16. Number 16. However, in number 16, there is no diagram that you see on the PowerPoint slides. It's just a statement. So yeah. So you need to imagine. Sometimes in the question, it do not give you a diagram, so you need to imagine from the statement there. So this, if you look at the nature of the question, is actually is quite similar to the one that you solved with the fixed control volume earlier. Okay. Now only what is different here, the statement actually the same. It's only now the instruction a little bit different. Okay. The scenario is the same, where you have a construction worker work in a trench. As you can see in the diagram here, to install a water line, and the trench dimension is the same, 3 meter, 1.5 meter wide, and 2.5 deep. Okay, as a result of building intersection, the CO2 problem also happened in this case, and the CO2 enter into the volume at the rate of 3 meter cube per minute. So again, you look at meter cube per minute, you have to know what is this parameter about. Okay, so this question also the same, like already answered in the first session by Raj early when I asked him what is the parameter when you see m cube over minute. Okay, so you have to know what is this. Because CO2 has a greater density than air, so you know that when you have a heavier gases, so that the gases will sink into the bottom. Okay, so again, so you need to be careful, because this one you might need to use this formula when you go to work later on as a safety officer. Okay, yeah, and cool, you need to be careful because previously the homework you didn't do very well, and you might kill someone because of your calculation. All right, this tutorial question is about deforming control volume. So you see the differences between the earliest one and this one is to solve the question using deforming control volume. Okay, the earlier one is a fixed control volume. This one is on a deforming control volume scenario that includes only CO2 accumulating into the trench. So you need to estimate the time rate change of that CO2 into the trench in meter per minute at any instant. So if you use the different scenario already, if you're using a fixed control volume, you get one answer. If you're using a deforming control volume, then you get one answer. All right, you're already familiar with this diagram that we covered in the previous tutorial question. So we just draw out the framework or the volume that we have. So again, if this one is an exam or test question, you draw the solid blue color line, you get 1 mark. Then you draw the control volume by the dashed line, you get another marks. You try to simulate your understanding of a Q, you get 1 mark. Okay, so basically this one can contribute 3 to 4 marks. Sometimes I'll be generous. The dimension you draw inside the diagram, I'll give you another marks. So the diagram itself will give you 3 to 4 marks in a question of 25 marks in a full marks per question. So you try to imagine 3 to 4 marks over 45 is quite a lot. Just to know how to draft a good free body diagram. Okay, it will help you a little bit. So don't give your answer in empty answer. Just try to understand what you have. Sketch it out. Then do a little bit of effort. Draw your control volume. Then you'll get some marks for that. Okay. So I think you don't have any question on this diagram. I've seen this one before. Only we need to use the deforming equation in this case. So we are using deforming. So we have a moving and deforming control volume. So what does it change inside? Here is that earlier when it become a fixed control volume, this one we can cancel because we have a steady flow inside there. We only analyze the control surfaces scenario. And if you have a moving control volume with a deforming control volume, then remember to change the velocity component inside control surfaces. Earlier, we used V, but for moving control volume and deforming control volume, if you use V, sorry to say, you lose 1 mark for your general equation. Even 2 marks in this case, because writing continuity, conservation of mass equation and continuity equation, each one give you 1 marks. Okay, so be careful, look at the question, whether you're having a moving control volume or what. Okay, so in this case, we are looking at deforming control volume, and our control volume is moving also. All right. Next, you just solve based on the question itself, because the question asks you about CO2. Okay, CO2. Now try to understand, what if I change the question? I ask you to focus on the air and not CO2. What is the time rate of change of depth of, for example, maybe oxygen, or maybe just a normal air in the control volume? So in this case, I show you carbon dioxide. Okay, now carbon dioxide is going in with a Q. So your equation, you modify a little bit. This section you draw, you write as del over del T integration of the control volume you are referring to CO2. While another side you just copy for control surfaces equals 0. So one is control volume, one is control surface. Then you start to calculate on the control on the CO2 control volume dimension. Del over del T integration of control volume rho dV equal del over del T. You want to find the volume, so you can find volume equal to your H here. We don't know about the H, so you write H times the area of your floor. Okay, cool. Take attention. In your previous homework, you have this careless mistake. Okay, your area is 3 times 1.5. Okay, so be careful. If you calculate wrong, you might kill someone because of your careless calculation. Yeah. So think of your future career. You work as a mechanical safety engineer out there. You need to take care of your workers. And if you use the wrong calculation, you might kill someone. Okay. Because you need to calculate on the safety factor, on the safety side, how long your worker can be inside a confined room. Okay. So this one is very critical, right? So just take care. So once you have that, you arrive at del H over del T, 4.5 rho from the previous calculation. Then after that, you substitute back into the equation for the control volume. So this one will become this one that you calculate on the right hand side. Then you continue with integration of rho W dot N hat dA equal 0. Okay. And after that, so far it's just mathematics form and substitution of numbers. Then you have done calculating on the control volume. Now you try to solve for control surfaces. So control surfaces, remember, you're looking at W. So W, there you look at CO2 scenario. So you have a negative rho because you have a CO2 is coming in, so it's negative. And another side also negative because the H, right? The H is the H here is actually decreasing. Okay, if you pump in the what you call you pump in the CO2, so the H will become negative. Okay, so we have negative there. So negative because it's going in. This one. This one is you calculating what happened to this H. Okay. Because here is adding in, and this one is yeah. So we are looking at relative velocity here. We're looking at relative velocity rather than the V. In this case, we look at W. Okay. So relative is negative for the top one going in, and also the H is actually the H is actually negative also. Right? Then after that, you combine, you factor out the rho A CO2, factor out. Okay, you rearrange this equation. You get negative rho A for the CO2 and plus del H over del T. Then you put back the equation and you try to solve the remaining one. Okay, the hard one is understanding this one. Okay, I'll try to erase my writing. The hard one is this one. The keyword is relative velocity. Okay, negative because it's enter. This one also enter. Okay, so the Q here, this one, enter. You can assume that it's enter at the top surface here. So you get negative sign. Another one is that you can see the CO2 as on the floor here. Yes, I mean by logic, if you look at the V vector normal one earlier, our H is increasing. But if you, in this case, if your V become W, is a relative. So you look at the bottom surface here. This actually you can assume that the CO2 is going in from this bottom area here. That's why you have a negative sign here. The H is increasing. You can assume that the CO2 is going in from the bottom surface here. So you can write negative sign here. Okay, now we are focusing on W, relative velocity. Okay, the hard part is this one, relative. Okay, the first one is the top, bottom one is bottom. The right hand side one is bottom. Okay, both negative because entering. The rest is just use your calculator to calculate. you rearrange because our objective is to find the changes of height, del H over del T. We want to find the time rate of change of depth of CO2. In the question, help you a little bit. You need to find del H over del T. So you rearrange the whole thing. You'll get del H over del T equal to A of your CO2. Again, now we're focusing on CO2 and velocity of CO2, 4.5 rho. And in this case, we take out the rho. Okay, we take out the rho already. Because rho is a constant value. All right. So you can move to left to right, it become 0, or you can just cancel the rho. And okay, why you can cancel the rho? Because mathematics model. You move this whole thing to the right, it become positive, rho something. Then both side rho is the same. You're looking at CO2, so you can cancel rho both sides. So that's why the rho is you do not see the rho in this section. Okay, you arrive at this one. You have the area, you have the velocity, you have the A, because A times V, you get the Q. This one is your Q. VA is Q. Q is given. You managed to find that. So mathematics, you need to be careful when you have fraction number. This is the condition to continue calculation. Eh? Your A CO2 must less than 4.5 meter square. If you have a smaller number, a bigger number, then you get a negative scenario where this do not agree with what is the question set for. Okay, so for this question, you want to get a positive value of your answer. So your fraction, your denominator below this one must positive. So your area of your CO2 is less than 4.5 meters square. So we can assume that this number, area of your CO2 is small, and I use double arrow. It means very, very small compared to the 4.5. Okay, so we can ignore in the further steps this one. So the Q is 3. Divided by 4.5, it will be 0.6667 meter per second. Okay, so this is the assumption to continue solving. All right, yeah. So this is to find the answer in a fast way. So this is the assumption. Huh? You assume that the area for the CO2 is very, very small. Okay, then you get 0.6667. Okay, with this we end our tutorial, and next week, let me stop the recording. Next lecture.